Mancow Monday Night Live is live. Chicken face. Who is this chair for? Who have I welcomed into Muller Manor? You're about to find out. Probably the biggest mistake of my career. I don't know his real name, and yet he's here in my home and wants to be known only as American Bob. He likes my glasses. By your command. I feel like a Cylon. All right. I got some incense from the Catholic Church, and they say it carries prayers up. And I don't know what I believe in that. But this is the same incense that they gave to Jesus as a baby. Frankincense and myrrh. And I'll tell you, I've been praying with it. And can you guys, yeah? I've been doing it before I go to sleep. God, give me a good night's sleep. And I've been feeling great. Been sleeping through the night. First time in years. So I don't want to not give it credit. Frankincense and myrrh. Is your guest Barry Williamson? It's not Barry Williamson. Barry Williams, I know his name. Ferrari, the movie, did I mention it? It's not a bad movie. I'm married to an Italian. She's from Italy. She liked it. She liked the scenery. I liked Penelope Cruz in it. Still looking good. 27% of Americans now identify as Democrat, the lowest ever in history. Sundance Film Festival, Rob Redford, complete commie, right? Always has been. And the pro-Hamas protesters shut down the Sundance Film Festival. There's a sweet irony in this. And Israel has announced they will stop everything. They'll stop if they just release hostages. So from the river to the sea, from McDonald's to the tree, let go of the hostages, assholes. Let the hostages go. And there'll be a ceasefire. Let the people go. And stop raping people. They're raping the men and the women. And that's who people are siding. Release the hostages. This looks like a hostage video, doesn't it? Release the hostages. It'll stop. You hear that? McFly, do you get it? Huh? Does your wife drive really slow in the passing lane and just does not give a shit? Just does not give a shit. Get over. Honey, get over. It really, really bothers me. Is the organist stopped? What? Ralph says turn it down. Turn what down? It's not even on. Stop. The guy stopped playing. Turn it down. Is it my microphone? My microphone's too loud. No, the music. It stopped. It's too loud. I said to let the hostages go. Did you get that, folks? And Israel will stop. And you can stop chanting and rooting for, evil. Hamas, I'm sorry. Terrorist, evil, the devil. You can stop cheering for them. Give you something else to do, something that maybe matters. And then I was talking about my wife in traffic, how she will not get over. The passing lane is for passing. Do we have a picture? Do we have something? Do we have a slide? Let's do something, Ralph. Yeah, isn't that the truth? What is this now? If there's a hint of snow, we don't go to school. Craziness. Next. Let's do another one. Yeah, then I caught a big fish. Next. Yeah. Boy, I'd love for her to go away forever. And look at that face. That's the face you see down south when cousins marry. At least that's what I've seen down south. Let's go to, and I like going down south, by the way. I was at Disturbed in Peoria, and they were very nice and very gracious people. And I don't love everything that they do, and I don't love everything that they say. And I don't like that Dave Draymond was promoting globalist puppet mouthpiece Taylor Swift And, brothers and sisters, she does live music and we like live music. And yeah, I think I'd rather fart in freedom than have her music and be a slave. Of course, the big story is that does she even like guys? Is this just all part of the globalist agenda script? That's funny. It's just parody, folks. Don't get upset at this. Okay, get rid of it. Get rid of it. All right. All right. Have we done the pledge yet? No. No. Does your wife also sit in traffic? Do you hate the people that sit in traffic? And then when you're trying to get around someone and they slow down and they're looking in the rearview mirror and you go, asshole, get over. And your wife says, they don't know. They're stupid. They're not trying. No, they're trying to get me. They're trying to get me upset. The people that slow down and pop the brakes when you're trying to get around, they do it on purpose. No. They're not paying attention. They're on their phone. My wife gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. Thank God she gave me the benefit of the doubt. Reacher is over. My friends hated the ending. I thought it was a great season of Reacher. Night Agent's been over for a long time. I just finished it. Thought it was great. And I want to recommend a movie. Michael Caine, Shock to the System. If you've only seen the get-rich movies of Michael Caine of the last 20, 30 years, maybe you missed one called Shock to the System when he could still be a brutal bastard. God, he's good at it. Shock to the System, Michael Caine. Write me on Instagram and let me know. I had the anti-Stern 2-hour movie. I was the first hour on Vice. And it's really interesting what people say. I'm going to tell you what they say. I'm going to tell you. And I don't like to do this, and I never did this. And Kevin Matthews against me would say, hate me, hate my show, because people would say they love me. So he would go, hate me. And everybody would call up and go, hate me, hate me, hate me. I hate you, I hate you. And I never allow that into my life. I never allow it, and neither should you. I didn't want a fax machine back in the day. I didn't want emails into this Muller Manor. This is my oasis. I allow no negatives in here. I don't look at Facebook. I don't do anything in here. It's all love and goodness and godliness, and I just don't allow it into my life. And when Kevin Matthews started having people say, Kevin, hey, I hate you, I knew I had won. I knew it. You don't allow it into your head. So I don't like to bring negatives. I don't like to bring negatives into this sphere here, into this podcast. But I want to quickly. Do you know what the big thing is? You know on Facebook and Instagram, and I assume some of these people are not my fan. And some of them were old friends, or I thought old radio friends, people that I knew from radio. And it was, hey, and I'm not kidding you. This is what I got. I got 50 of these, 100 of these. Is everything okay? Okay. Here, I'll tell you in a second. Here, I want to show that. I did a Kaiju Days, which is a Japanese monster days out at Galloping Ghost. And I was given this incredible gift. Ultraman. Can you imagine if this was in America, it would be, we wouldn't have that, right? Well, you know what? They showed Asian kids on a package in Japan. I'm surprised it's not, the United Nations. You can't just show, and they're both Japanese kids in the same picture in Japan because that's what you can't have that. Okay. I want any other slides, any other videos. I did want to play the UFC video and comment on it. Only 27% identify as Democrat. Hold on. Before we go to that, please let me have your comments. I do want to talk about how they thought they insulted me, and it's laughable. Don't let me forget that, Ralph. Make a note to yourself. Okay? This is a note I got. Morons, commies, godless bastards you have there in Chicago. Some keep asking, why is no one protecting the border? Abbott has done his best, but where's the outrage? See, I think here in Chicago there is outrage. People are pissed. And by the way, these are not migrants or people here. I lived in Salinas, California. I lived in Pacific Grove, California. I lived in Monterey. And there were people that came in every year to pick lettuce. This is not a cliche. It's real. They came into California to work the fields. And that's not what this is. And they're calling them migrants. They're not. And as I said, soldiers leave their families to go to war. Okay, if you're fleeing tyranny, you take your family. These people are all standing in military positions. These are soldiers, folks. And Antifa and BLM and the rest of these communists. And Trump is going to get elected, and they're going to burn the cities. And they're going to say, well, they're anti-fascist. And these are soldiers ready to go to war with us. These are not innocent people here, folks. These are, in my opinion, soldiers. What are your thoughts of that? They're cracking down on us owning guns like never before. Why? Why wouldn't the government want us to protect ourselves as we're being invaded, as our cities are turning into shitholes? So yeah, these aren't migrants here to help us. This is a globalist army. This is the boot that will be on your throat. And get ready. My prediction. And have I ever been wrong? I don't remember. Not very many times. Get ready. They're already hinting at it. All your favorites, the all-stars, are hinting at a new disease coming. Disease X from China. Why are we letting these bastards make diseases and then telling us about it? And we're announcing it. Well, I got a new disease that could kill us all. Armed sleeper cells. Jethro, I think you're right. These are not migrants. These are soldiers. They're standing like this. I can't do it. I did it on my Instagram account. You know, if you and I are waiting somewhere, if we walk over to Mexico and we're detained, come on. These people are soldiers all lined up. I've seen thousands of them in Chicago. These are all built, cut guys, man. These are soldiers, and they got that stare. They got that stare. They are planning to rip us apart. And they're going to use Trump as the, boy, they've tried everything. Haven't they destroyed this man? Have you ever seen anything like it in your life? We got another video I want to play. This is going to get good, I think. Please, I don't want him to, guys, sir, hang on. American Bob is here. What? Oh, I called 911. Hello, it was an accident. Hello, it was an accident. No, sir. I don't know. I don't even know why my phone called 911. Well, you're very nice. I appreciate your professionalism. Bye-bye. Okay. So stop notifying emergency contact. Okay. I don't want to go into any detail, but I have everything in Muller Manor is alarmed and unprotected. And I woke up in the middle of the night last night with flashlights. Not mine, people in my house, flashlights. And it could have gotten really bad. Really bad. And my wife went up in the middle of the night, went to go to the restroom, and the toilet lid slammed and it set off alarm. And there were cops all over my house with flashlights. And it could have been, you can guess, ugly, but they were very nice and very, very professional. They did their job. The alarm company notified us, but we didn't know. They were here in seconds. But that could have been, you could have been reading about me today in a bad way. So thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Folks, thank you for your prayers. I really feel the difference. And I want to cast edge of protection. God, please station angels at the foot of these people's bed. And let their prayers be lifted up and heard. God, please. God does hear our prayers. Now, you know, when you don't get the answer, could be because you're praying for something that is bad, that isn't in his will, that isn't good for you. You don't know. You know, you may really want that box of spiders, but God doesn't want you to have it. The answer is sometimes no. It's rough, especially when you're praying for someone like your father dying of cancer. But we all have our time. We all have our season. Keep me in your prayers, and I'll keep you in mind. How about the video? How about the video of the UFC? And then I want to tell you how they're insulting me online, and it's laughable. This is all they got. Go ahead. Let's do the UFC video, or do you want to wait on it? Should we start the show and go to it? Let's do it.
I did want to ask, you're in Toronto. Welcome. Glad to hear it. It's been great.
Are you Canadian?
Of course I am.
Are you part of the opposition? Are you?
I don't know how to phrase that.
You got like fucking. Yeah.
Well, I did want to ask.
Did you vote for Trudeau?
I'm not going to say.
And let me tell you something right now. If a man says he's not going to say, like if you ask a motherfucker, did you vote for Biden? He's like, well, I'm not going to say. That's none of your business. He voted for Biden.
John,
So hey,
John, I'm glad you've had great experiences.
so this is what I'm talking about, you guys. The enemy of Canada.
Sure.
All right.
That's what it's got to be. It's got to be. We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said, if I had a gay son, I would think I've...
Oh, look, another. I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and some would say...
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance
No,
to
are
interact with a more diverse
are you?
crowd of-
Let me know.
What do
Are
you think
you
of this?
gay?
Can I get an answer?
Well,
Folks,
I'm
what do you
asking,
think of this?
This is the part. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay.
Ally of the
If you had a son
community.
and he was like, you had a son, he was gay. You'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like you're just pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone, and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go yourself. Move the on, man.
I didn't answer the
Coward.
question, but I did want to ask
Okay.
also things you said about the trans.
Okay. Your thoughts on that, please. We want to get your thoughts again. Instagram. It's the one that looks like a cartoon emperor that was painted by a listener years ago. So please comment there. My thoughts, of course, Trudeau is, many believe, Castro's son. Merkel is Adolf Hitler's daughter. I mean, I hear these crazy things. Who knows? But boy, is he bad news. And I hope the Canadians wake up and get rid of Trudeau. So, all right. All right, we got a guest coming up. Do we have any other slides that we want to show? Not yet, guys. I didn't want him in here yet. Okay.
Check these out.
Wow.
Did you call the cops on me too? What's going on here? Or is this just an emergency?
Funny. That's funny.
You ready to start the show, Mancow?
Yeah, please, God.
All right, let's start the
Please.
show.
Can you get him? I didn't want
You
him in
miss
here,
me?
guys.
Do you miss the man cow? Well, man cow.
Here we go. This is the Lion's Den. Hope you guys are pretty good. This is where the angels and the devils fight. They're choosing up sides tonight. Me, I'm part man, part monkey, part mystery. And the angels and the devils are playing tug of war with my personality. Why'd you cut me off? Okay. Who will win tonight? We'll see. All right. I ran into this guy at a thrift store. And, sir, you can take your coat off and come in and sit down. And he said he is a real American, and I'm not a real American. He's American Bob is what he wants to be called.
Throw that back there.
Okay. I don't want that on me.
Nope.
Can you please come get this? Please. I don't want that on me.
The dog's out.
Okay, go ahead. What do you? I don't say the truth, or I don't tell people what they need to hear. So American Bob is here, and we'll see how this goes. I want to tell you, next week is the coolest human being I've ever met in my life. That's next week. I can't wait for you to meet him and be part of this family here. Okay, here we go. Go ahead, American Bob.
Well, to begin with, I'm thankful to be here. I appreciate it. But in reality, I don't even know why I'm here, because I feel like I'm talking to a wall. You're probably talking to a wall. You've got those family members to talk to a wall. And if not the wall, they're talking to the phone. These children are distracted. I don't know. I go through all these places and I see these children. They're just, like you see it with your kids. Your kids are they're lost, and your family members are lost. You've been broken. You've divided yourself, your kingdom. You see so many people who are just without father, without mother, which is fine. But there's no additive to it. Nobody wants to hold a conversation. And have you ever heard about people just wanting to change the verbiage, giving a shout out? How about giving an acknowledgement to it and saying you're thankful for it? You give a shout out, it's easy. Shout it out, right? Shout it out.
Okay.
It's simple.
Okay.
Can't play with your
All right.
praise.
Is the Earth flat?
There's some good evidence. There's some good evidence.
Do you believe that the Chicago World's Fair, this is some of the things you talked to me at the thrift store, do you believe the Chicago World's Fair was ancient technology or something? You think these World's Fairs, and what about harmonics of buildings?
Yeah,
And okay,
yep, yep,
what is that all
absolutely.
about? Explain that.
Well, you're going to get a
You got to talk into there
I'm gonna simplify it, but
and look into people.
I'm going to simplify it. But there is a Japanese scientist who had photographed the behavior of water and its behavior towards the organics of water,
I've
and
seen
it's
it.
the photography on it. Now, that also applies to
Okay, let me interrupt you. No, just give me a second.
What?
Let me just say that
Jay, it's
looking
your
at,
house.
I'm just saying that the what he's talking about is a great Japanese artist, and he said hateful things to. If you've never seen this, you should find this. And he played hateful music, hateful things, and you see what the water does when you give water love. And I love you, I love you. The composition of the water changes, and it is beautiful, and it's something to see.
And ugly,
and
the ugliness of it too when it's on negative.
I'm talking right now, but when the music, when you listen to beautiful music, and that's, the down tuning of the guitar, some of the satanic stuff that Dave Mustaine has talked about on my show, you really are summoning evil and nasty things around you.
Yeah.
And so when you see people that listen to this constantly, and I'm not against heavy metal, but there was certainly some of that Disturbed show. Again, they're friends of mine, and I like them and whatever. But that down tuning. Okay, put that down. Okay, you don't need to touch stuff. Go ahead. So I just wanted to back up what he's saying. The Japanese artist who looked at water, you should check it out. Go ahead.
There's some simple harmonics there that seem to almost apply to our old world history of Tartarian Empire and such. I think our friend Anthony has a lot more to say on that. But
Talk to them.
He's
What friend?
Albanero.
Who?
Albanero. No.
Who?
Albanero. No.
I don't have a friend named Albanero.
Well, never mind then.
Timothy, are you talking about Timothy Albarino?
Albarino. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dude, I just drove all the way over here. You're complaining about the traffic. The traffic's not so bad. Is there really a bad thing between the traffic?
Okay, how are these World's Fairs, and why don't we build buildings like we used to? I think I hear this from a lot of people. I heard from my friend Dave. I hear from my friend Robert Fleischman and others that there is, these ancient. We can't build like we used to. It's all bullshit.
Right. Yep. County courthouses, zoos that are covering up other. There's lots of crazy little. How do I put it?
Tell them.
I'm trying to tell them, but I just drove several hours to get here.
Don't make excuses. Talk.
Oh no, it's fun. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Now I'm completely.
You went on and on about what's wrong. What's wrong? Is there a problem? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I hear that a lot.
There are people that believe that the White City and other World's Fairs were done with technology that we don't have anymore, that there were harmonics used to build these things. They also believe the pyramids and these different things in Peru that I saw were made by aliens or lasers and all this. We couldn't build stones like this now. We couldn't do this. I know Eric Von Donigan. I hung out with him. I know the people behind Ancient Aliens and everything. And I've been to these sites. And I have to tell you, it's complete horseshit. We could, of course, build these buildings. We don't have slave labor, and some of these buildings took 100 years. So yes, your Wendy's goes up in a month and looks like it was put up in a month. Someone said to me yesterday, who was it? I'm trying to think so I can name drop them, but it doesn't matter. Mancow, have you, look at the courthouses. Look at these buildings that we build now. Yeah, now it's glass and brass and shiny mirror buildings. Yeah, and I remember when those happened, when those were new and exciting, and things change. And 2,000 years from now, we'll look at the Sphere in Vegas and go, how did they do it? It must be a lost alien technology. No, we just don't build giant balls with TVs on the outside anymore. Okay? We just don't build pyramids anymore, folks.
How come we can't do it today?
It's nonsense. Of course we could do it.
So you can
you're insane.
Build a megalithic 12-sided.
Of course we could do it. Of course we could do it. No, don't throw your hands up. Go ahead.
I throw my hands up at it.
When I tell you this, you have a lot of shit to say when there's nobody around.
What was the society?
I bring you into my home, and now you chicken shit out on me.
What was the
Put that down.
What was the society like at the time when they built these places, or did they find these places?
Well,
when was it founded?
Well, brother, you had it's what you have in Japan right now is you have a lot of Japanese, and they all have the same thoughts, and they work towards one goal. We have filled America with many people that hate our guts, that hate our God, that are here just to destroy us. We used to have a society that worked together as one. Okay, I'm not going to bring in slavery and all that. You can bring that in if you want, but they did have slavery, of course. The pyramids were built with slavery. Yes. The Incans used slavery.
Well, even today, when you look at it. I mean, look at these people in their jobs.
But you know,
Like-
you look at the Olympics from China when that happened, and everything was in sync. Everybody looked the same, and they worked towards one goal. And my wife said, "We could never do that in America." No, we'd have people in wheelchairs. We'd have people with mohawks, people with purple hair, people. You know, we are a different society. We're not working towards one goal anymore. Everybody's, it seems to me, pulling against the center, and it's being destroyed.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
But we of course could make a courthouse. We could make a pyramid, and we could make a building with giant rocks like they have in Peru. It's nonsense to say otherwise. What about chemtrails? Do you believe those? Now, I see them. I feel the stickiness. Now, wait a minute. But yet, every pilot I talk to, I talked to United pilot last week when I was in Houston seeing Parsifal there, the Wagner opera. Okay. Yes. We've always left trails when we fly through the sky.
Mm-hmm.
We're not dropping chemicals. Every pilot will tell you it's bullshit. Every pilot will tell you that the flat Earth thing is bullshit.
All right.
But anyway, guys like you keep talking about it. You may be right. You may be right. I don't.
Well, you know, if that's just the devil's advocate, I don't know what to say. Like,
Okay, go ahead.
now you got me sweating here. You got me breaking a sweat. I shine like a.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Just looking at those societies and thinking about what they were technically capable of at that time of when those buildings were founded and how many people were in that town, and how old those places were. A lot of the old World's Fair stuff, a lot of times, in my estimation, and maybe many others, is the idea that it was.
Someone just called you Corey Feldman.
Oh, that's great.
See, and
I forgot my two.
was it? No, it was Dave. It was my friend Dave. My friend Dave said, "So do you believe they built Notre Dame on horseback? Cowboys built that." Yes, they had engineering. They had scaffolding.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and that's all they had. They didn't have the mall. They didn't have concerts. They didn't have radio. They didn't have any. They didn't have TV. They didn't have TikTok, guys. All they had was church.
Yeah.
So they made the best church they could.
Why are there no photographs of any of the semblings of these places?
Yeah.
Anything.
And I love
All remodeled.
Do you believe all these CGI photos now that show the Nazis all over?
It's all. It's a.
I mean,
the
there's
AI box has been opened.
the AI box, yes, the Pandora's box, electronic Rome. I do believe that these folks are insane. That all of a sudden they think that there's. Have you seen these CGI photos of the Nazis like everywhere, holding like the Mona Lisa and stuff? They're fake. The amount of fake things.
Yeah,
Matt Drudge. Someone said you're Corey Feldman. Another person said you look like Matt Drudge. It's pretty funny, man. Pretty funny.
All right, I'll start talking like Corey
So this is when I'm at a restaurant, you would think it'd be fun to come up and talk to Mancow, and it is fun for the first 4 hours until I just think I'd like to be with my family. And this guy pestered me, and now freezing up a little here, freezing up.
Well, you know.
You got a lot to say.
I had a lot to say. You had me fired up, you know, but now I feel like a
Do you think that people
an
are?
absolute
Didn't
fool
you,
of Feldman.
didn't you also tell me that you think people are wearing red because there's some kind of connection? They're going to wear red, and they're going to take over the world.
Some kind of communist society coming on. Some kind of. Do you ever see the videos of the packs of people talking about killing the white farmers and those giant statues chanting all in red?
What were
I
you?
could see that happening right here.
I could too. What were you saying about? Oh God, I don't even know.
Oh, it wasn't Klaus Schwab, was it?
No, you were talking about Alex, the director, and that there is the guy that did Dark City, and that there's symbolism in the movie Dark City. Weren't you telling me about that?
No, I mean, I think I might have been telling you how he did.
What do you think? What do you think of the Marvel universe?
Oh, that's an abortion. That whole thing is an abortion. Think about a history of people who grew up with these comic books and yet are still being able to see anything like the comic books they grew up with. Their heroes have to not wear masks because they want their pretty faces. They want to ask like a couple of slight stars or whatnot and play with the storyline so it's political. But in all reality, there's a handful of comic book movies that
I thought that Robert Downey Jr. was good. I know you.
He is, but
you didn't like him as
but
you didn't like him as Tony Stark.
that whole thing is an abortion to me.
Yeah. They have ruined those movies, and I don't know why they can't have attractive women
It's out of
in
time.
superhero movies. You can't have that anymore. And the commercials, the brainwashing is in. The new disease is headed our way. They're telling us.
Yep.
They always forecast, folks. I do believe that evil has to tell you what they're going to do. Evil is decloaking. It's telling you exactly what's going to happen. And I stand by what I said earlier about if Trump gets elected, and I do think he'll be elected unless the fix is in. And of course, the fix is in. I don't think Biden's going to be the guy. Is it going to be Michelle Obama? I don't know. Is it going to be Newsom? Sure sounds like it. Trump's VP. I know who it is, but I can't say. I'm sworn to secrecy. I wanted to tell you how they made fun of me. This is people contacting me because they saw how I beat Stern so handily, and that is the fact. And they didn't have any facts, so all they said was, "You dye your hair," and which has always been laughable to me. Yes, who cares? But if you care, pathetic, right? Like we were talking about UFC, you saw the UFC shot. That's what you care about. That's what food prices are up 33%. Poor people are having a tough time. Look at your gas, look at your bills, and you want to talk about trans athletes. That's your thing. I really care about things that affect everybody. I don't want anyone to be harmed. I don't want anyone to be discriminated against. But we've really lost big picture thinking. Meanwhile, China and Russia are thinking big picture. And they don't give a shit about our, our ladies' sports being overrun by men. But anyway, so yeah, I like Roy Orbison. I like Johnny Cash. I liked Elvis. I don't want to have gray hair. Yes, I know it looks like it was dyed, and I do it on purpose. I don't give a shit. That's the best you can do. That's your insult. You dye your hair. Biden, this. I lay out the facts. You've had it whenever you try to argue with somebody on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, right? It's a complete waste of your time. You're fat. I'm not fat, but I mean that kind of thing, right? Calling the fat girl fat. I thought it was easy in 4th grade. I didn't do it. You don't punch down. Yeah. The eagle does not hunt the flea. That's the best. That's the best they got. That's the best. You dye your hair, or they call me by my real name. Oh, okay, Eric. But they can't beat me on the facts. And they can't beat you on the facts without labeling you something that you're not or insulting you in a very childish way. So yes, it's just for men. This color black does not exist anywhere in nature. And for those of you, that's all you got. You're weak.
Well, I just shaved my head.
What do you think of the women today? I bet you, a guy like you, I bet you do well with the chicks. You got such a winning personality.
In Wisconsin?
And such a serial killer look about you.
How
do you do with the women?
Grow up in Wisconsin, you tend to get that serial killer look.
What do you think of the women today?
Today or just in Wisconsin? I don't know. You have.
Look at that. There you are. Not me. Look at them. Nobody wants to see the top of Skeletor.
Why not? Why not? They certainly do in some places. I've noticed a lot of the women are very distracted. Again, it's an age of distraction. We're upset and pissed off, but we have no way of communicating it to each other.
What about the size of Wisconsin women? What about the size of Wisconsin women?
I seem to be largely single. What is that? But right? So there you go. I'm not going to comment due to the fact that I'm from there, and I might know a few people might be offended. Just be kind. But in all reality, a lot of people don't like to take care of themselves. That's a fact. A lot of people don't like to take care of themselves. They're constantly munching. I'm telling you, I see these places. And
that's the color I use. I use the Roy Orbison blue black.
If it isn't food, if it isn't a cell phone, it's a sandwich.
Okay. So we're going to watch Michael Caine shock to the system.
So yes, I am saying.
And I will, I'd be glad to make you a sandwich. If you'd like to stay, please stop touching my things though. And next week you are going to meet, this is who comes up to me. Every day, everywhere I go, people come up to me. At least I didn't have to talk about Turd or Irma or some other
nightmare. Some other previous nightmare.
I called John Popper of Blues Traveler because I was going through stuff, and I thought he was the best live music. Okay, well, process it slower. Anyway, Duty, I called him and I said, hey, I just want to tell you, you did just one of the great performances of my show. We were on for 30 years. And, oh, yeah? Huh. Okay. Keep waiting for people to be more human and kind. It's pathetic that the stuff that I didn't understand at 5, I still don't understand. And I'm going to be almost 25 years old this summer. No, but in all, so then seriously, I don't understand the cruelty. I don't understand the stupidity. I don't understand the pride and the stupidity. The people that are stupid and so proud. To the river to the sea, from the river to the sea. What river? Oh, kill them. Kill them. I don't know. Kill them. Wow. Harvard, she's gone. I was at Meyer Tavern and Lori Lightfoot had been in there. Oh, Lori Lightfoot, the horrible mayor. You know where she's at now? She works at Harvard. She wanted everybody to treat her like she was a superstar. Nobody gives a shit in my neighborhood, Lori. Brandon Johnson. Oh, good God. And the African Americans are saying they're waking up, that they're not going to vote Democratic. They're not going to buy the bullshit anymore. They went off the plantation that Chicago's become. Do you believe it? Yeah, me neither. My God, if only they would wake up and see who their slave masters are, how they've been sold out. If only our black brothers and sisters would wake up. Their kids are dead, being killed. Their neighborhoods suck. School choice has been taken from them. They're overtaxed in everything they do. They're overtaxed everything they buy. Food deserts. They have no good food. Would you want to put a store there where there's danger, where there's no workforce? And yet, I've seen it, stepping over the dead kids, the vote Democratic. And then whenever anything goes wrong in Chicago or Illinois, it's the Republicans. Oh. I don't think I've ever met a real Republican in Illinois. You can't imagine what it's like. Freedom. Freedom. Yeah. Yeah. You ever see Roots? You gave up one slavery for another kind of slavery. Care of the Democrats, care of Joe Biden, care of Kamala. Yeah. Wow. Where was I? Oh, yeah, as my mom used to say, shut up.